There. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Economic Briefcase on Camnet TV. I'm your host, Luvinda Havazoka, and my co-host, Mr.
Japao, no.
Today, we are bringing to you yet another interesting program. We are going to be dealing with the Copper Belt. We won't say which guest is lined up today because we want you to stay glued. It's a surprise. But if you are watching us on Facebook, you can tell your relatives to switch on DSTV. We're also live on DSTV. We're live on YouTube. Today you can also participate by calling in on the numbers that are appearing on the screen. If you're feeling shy, of which I'm shy, you can write us text messages and also contribute on this wonderful topic. I think that there's no secret because I've just seen that the name of our guest is appearing on the screen. But we shall introduce him a little bit later. As per tradition, Honorable Japao, how's been the week?
The week has been good, and we were celebrating your birthday this week. Eh? Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Yeah, we are getting old. Gray hair, keeps on coming. They say when you reach 21, like me, I've turned 22 now, you stop counting the number of years because now you're going towards retirement. After retirement, unfortunately, you just need to wait for the Lord to call you. So at some point, you stop celebrating birthdays.
happy belated birthday, otherwise.
Thank you very much. What has been happening on the money, the markets, capital markets, commodities market?
Well, our quarter is getting a hit, but let's see how it has been faring this day of March the 2nd.
March the 3rd.
It's actually March the 3rd.
March the 3rd, huh? So it's is it 02?
It's 02,
03, 23. Yeah.
Yes.
So tomorrow it will be 03, 23.
Exactly.
I hope we will be alive when it will be 03, 33.
Okay, the market update as of today, the 2nd of March 2023. The average exchange rate, $1 closed off selling at 1 kwacha, 98 ngwe. £1 closed off selling at 23 kwacha, 87 ngwe. €1 closed off selling at 19 kwacha, 19 ngwe. R1 closed off selling at 1 kwacha, 9 ngwe. Selected metal prices delayed by a day. Aluminium closed selling at $2,365 per ton. Copper closed off selling at $9,066.50. Zinc closed off selling at $3,091.50. Lead closed off selling at $2,138. Tin closed off selling at $25,650. Nickel closed off selling at $25,025 per ton. Crude oil prices. WTI crude closed selling at $78.05. Brent crude closed selling at $84.56. So we see there the price of copper is actually
Going up?
Going up.
I've seen that the kwacha is, certainly close to 20. I think that, the contract has been signed to do the Lusaka, Ndora Joe carriageway, and there's some Chinese involvement. I think, in my own estimation, that gives us hope that the debt restructuring process is going to go smooth, because, of course, we have other stakeholders, like the Chinese, that are very cardinal to debt restructuring, also participating in infrastructure projects. The Chinese are so keen in infrastructure development.
And so I think that's one of the reasons that has been causing the devaluation of the kwacha. And I'm sure with such news, we might see it going down in the coming few days or few weeks.
Tomorrow, former Vice President Inonge Winner's book is going to be launched at Pamozi. I haven't yet read it. I think we shall look at it. Maybe in the near future we'll come and discuss it. I think one of the invited guests.
What's the book title?
It's the book. I think it's Destiny something. The first female vice president.
Maybe we should have her on the show.
We'll try to speak to director to see if we can organize her to come. But I know that I honor the vice president to also be present. You know, they're the only two women vice president that we have had since independence. So I hope we get tickets to go there. But I know I'm going to go there. So today we are discussing the diversification of the copper belt economy. There's no better person to come and discuss this topic other than a member of parliament that is coming from Ndola. This is Honorable Bernard Kanengo. Honorable, it is a pleasure hosting you on this wonderful program.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here. And good evening, viewers.
Yeah, so a lot of people know you. Your elections went through a lot of courts, so I'm sure. And Zambia, we are all lawyers. Sometimes we are COVID experts, political scientists. Then we become experts, engineers. We are experts in a lot of things. So during your coming to parliament, we all became lawyers. So I'm sure a lot of people know you very well. But as per our tradition, maybe who is Bernard Kanengo? And how did you become a member of parliament? What inspired you?
Okay, my full names are Bernard Kanengo, as you stated. I've been in active politics since 2014. What inspired me to come in politics is to come and save Zambians, is to come and save people who were manipulated, more especially in Kabushi constituency, where people were manipulated in the past 5 years like no man's business. I don't feel happy to see the people I love wallowing in poverty and being manipulated. I said, okay, I know that time people were scared to face the former member of parliament who was there in Kabushi constituency. I had to weigh myself. The king of the size is not what determines. What matters is the content in someone. If size is what matters, the elephant would have been the king of the jungle. I said no. I saw how my people in Kabushi constituency were being manipulated without development. Handouts were flying of 20 kwacha, and people, they had no option. If a leader cannot give them development, at last people also resort to get whatever comes on the way. So I said, no, we have to put a stop to this. The best thing for me to do is to get involved. Not only that, I saw a lot of things that were going wrong that time. I'm a businessman and I'm an electrical engineer by profession. I learned an electrical business in Ndola, in an industrial area. We depended on people like the former member of parliament for Kabushi to make policies for us, you and you, the dog, to thrive in this Zambia. There is no way. That's why leadership, Mr. Lubinda, is not for the criminals. Leadership is for people like you. Leadership is for people like him. We must get involved in the fight against corruption, in the economic fights, in making the future of Zambia better. I know, Doc, you understand these things very well. But if you sit on the side and you roll the ball, you just keep it rolling without direction, it will go anywhere, where we are today. But we are trying to put the ball on track now with my president, Mr. Akainde Ichilema.
You come from, a city that is close to my heart, Ndola. I have something also going in Ndola. I don't know Ndola very well, but actually I think I know it very well. the friendly city.
Yes.
So when you look at Ndola has always been the heart of the Copper Belt. It's a city driven by, by industry. First of all, maybe just to the people of Ndola, the people of Mitengo. I don't know whether Mitengo falls under your, I don't think it's part of your constituency, but we'll discuss the whole Copper Belt, I'm being biased. The road between Ndola and Mufulira, what is the status?
The road between Ndola and Mufulira.
Because it's...
Mr. Rubinda, you must understand that I'm not a government spokesperson.
Yes.
But all of us, we hear news, we get news, we are getting statements from our ministers, from the president. Kidwe, Mufulira Ndola Road, you understand that there is a certain contractor that was paid over 200 million to commence work. And that contractor never commenced work. And we all understand that that project is also coming soon, according to government pronouncements that were made.
It's a very vital road.
Very
we have Mitengo, that has come up, Dollar Hill there.
Very important road. That road, that's where there is a Sakanya border.
Yes.
Yes, that's where there is Sakanya border, which is going to lessen pressure on Kasumbalesa border. That road also links us to Mukambo border, which is going to lessen pressure on Kasumbalesa border. So it's an economic road that will be worked on. You know, my president wants to revive the economy of Zambia. He has touched in so many areas that will see this country in few years to come. We start seeing change, people start getting the benefits, and things now will be visible. Of course, I understand challenges are there, because if a country was destroyed in 10 years' time, it's very difficult to rebuild it in 1 year, 6 months. Definitely, we need time. But I understand our colleagues who were on the driving seat, they are twisting every good thing that comes, they twist it so that the public can understand it in a negative way. They've not repented.
We have Ndola. I remember when we were growing up in Ndola, we used to have Vitaform. Okay, I'll mention football clubs. Vitaform United, yes, sponsored by Vitaform. We had Ndeke. I don't know if they are still playing. We had Strike Rovers playing at Musa Kasonga Stadium. Ndola was really thriving. Mostly stars at Dollar Hill. Ndola was a real city. So, what is what plans as MP, as as government? What plans? I know you are not speaking on behalf of government, but government has made a lot of pronouncements. Maybe just for the people in the Copper Belt in the constituency to understand what are the plans to give jobs to the youth, to empower the youth in terms of business. What is your government doing about that?
And also just to add on his question, in terms of, we are always talking about the miners, the mining industry. In what ways can we diversify the Copper Belt economy? Because very soon the world is becoming digital, and most likely we will see that there will be a cut in jobs in the mines. How ready is the Copper Belt for that? How are we planning going forward?
Oh, okay. Like I said, I'm not a government spokesperson.
Yes.
Yes. You started with the Vitaform, Lova Zambia.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, my business is next to where Vitaform was. That's where my business is. When you come there, it's a sorry site. This time there is a plant for a certain company. They are processing copper concentrate, but it's on shutdown for lack of material. When you go through the industrial area in Ndola, you find that 85% of the industry are closed from the beginning up to the end. There are no industries. Colgate-Palmolive is no longer there. Johnson and Johnson
Yes.
is no longer there. Those Sweet, Those Sweet was next to Vitafoam, it's no
Yes.
longer there. Fanicos is no longer there. All these companies have closed down. And you see, we had leaders in the past who didn't see or anticipate the situation that we are in today. Now, I want to thank His Excellency. He has started from the grassroots to rebuild the economy. Number one thing, as an electrical engineer and as a businessman, the best way to rebuild the economy, we must have so many people that works with their own ends. Unlike one company where I visited, they've got a factory, they had 3 workers in the factory, they had more than 20 people in management. How can a company survive? They're all backbone. All salaries are heaped on 3 people. We need more people working with their own ends. Mr. Luvinda, when I look at you and myself here, can you point any single thing on your board there that is manufactured in Zambia?
Nothing.
Nothing. We are importing everything. It's not a good thing. We had swap spinning, we had Kabwe, Murungushi Textile, which has closed. So if we revamp all these industries and we start exporting, the thing of kwacha falling free, it will be a thing of the past. All this production we are talking about, we need our youths to have skills, because we can't produce without technical men. They are the backbone of manufacturing. You are the one that plays the chess, but the technicians are the backbone of the manufacturing. When you look at our CDF, there is a component of sponsoring youths and women in skills. And when you look at the guideline which is there, it talks about survival skills. We are not sponsoring people that are doing accounts. We are not sponsoring nurses, but we are sponsoring mechanics, we are sponsoring electricians, we are sponsoring bricklayers, we are sponsoring boiler makers, we are sponsoring carpenters, we are sponsoring tailors, we are sponsoring food production, those that want to do food production. So if we have a lot of skilled men in Zambia, the thing of saying there is no employment, it will be a thing of the past, because youths will come together. Let me also confess to you that we've got a project that we are working on with some students from Nortec. We've given ourselves a target that we need to fire an engine that will be manufactured here in Zambia by December. It can be a 2-piston engine, it can be a 1-piston engine, but that is a journey of miles, begins with a step. With a step. Look at our farmers, most of these farmers that are into gardening. All those pumps that they are using, they are imported from China. And when you look at the engines, it's just a 1-piston engine. You are an economist. I'm an electrical engineer. What value have we added to Zambia? Nothing. It's time for us to wake up and change Zambia. There is no one who is going to change Zambia apart from ourselves. When we look at the economical hardship that we are going through today, there is no one who should sacrifice. It's the Zambians themselves. There is no one who will come out there to come and sacrifice for us. It's us ourselves. We need to rebuild this economy.
I know, government has made a lot of pronouncements, over a very strategic industry like Indeni. What's happening at Indeni?
What's happening at Indeni? I may not be in the position to answer all the questions, but we all know that Indeni is being converted into a oil marketing company, which will also help Zambians from further being manipulated. Because if we have a state-owned oil marketing company, it will be fair to its own people because it's government. They will make considerable profit, but not abnormal profits. Abnormal profits makes the people suffer and it kills the economy. Then at the same time, this marketing oil company, the savings will be here in Zambia. They will not be externalizing, putting Kwacha under pressure. That's a good thing about it. Then at the same time, we know that there is a project going on. They are flashing the pipeline from Dar es Salaam up to Ndola. So it will be cheaper to transport fuel by pipeline rather than by trucks. Trucks. If you look at what is the cost of transporting fuel, 35,000 liters of fuel from Dar es Salaam to here, it's over $7,000. It's over $7,000. And it will be even more expensive. In the few past, it was a bit expensive because the owner of a tanker, looking at the congestions that we've had in the past, that we have at the moment, he has to calculate in such a way that he needs to do 2 loads in a month minimum. But if he doesn't do that, he has to make sure that he put all the costs of running the company, renting, paying workers on 1 load. But pumping 35,000 liters. Me, an engineer, I can calculate how much energy can be used. We go to Zesco, we look at the units, how much they are ferrying. We'll be able to calculate. Pumping 35,000 liters, it will cost us less than 3,000 kwacha. Less than 3,000 kwacha worth of energy. So it's cheaper to transport fuel through the pipeline rather than by the road. And hence the fuel will be cheap. Yes, we understand. We don't mine oil here in Zambia. We buy from outside, and one of the factors is how the kwacha is performing will determine the fuel price here in Zambia. I think even these adjustments that are happening, most of them are happening with the performance of kwacha. Yeah.
Honorable, coming to your CDF specifically for your constituency,
Yeah.
You mentioned having utilized part of it to train your people in trade skills earlier. So apart from that, how is the CDS being utilized, or how are you handling that within your constituency?
Oh, okay. You are aware that I was elected in 2022 August, isn't it? That not August, that was October. I'd find the CDF committee there. We were advised to dissolve that one and come up with our own.
Right.
That had a vision of Hakainde Ichilema and myself. So we did that. However, we had found that a number of things were done, like giving out grants, but it was not done in a transparent manner because there is a guideline there. Whenever we are dealing with public resources, we have to come on light, publicly, give the money. People see who has benefited from that money. That was not done. See?
So when you look at CDF, by the way, you're watching Economic Briefcase on Camnet TV. I think today we'll give you enough chance to interact with us. You can call. We are opening the phone lines. You can call and ask any question that is relevant to our topic. Today we are hosting Honorable Bernard, MP for Kabushi, that is in Ndola, the friendly city. I know CDF, people are very much interested in CDF.
Yes.
And we are going to touch that. Hold your thought. When you are entering Ndola, Ndola is a very clean city.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of maybe trying to use maybe youth groups, CDF groups, to help beautify the city. Maybe there are a lot of potholes in the town center. The road when you are entering into Ndola, I'm not saying that you destroyed the roads. The roads have been dead for quite some time. I want to make it, very, yeah. What are the plans, meanwhile, to revamp, have you seen? Let's hold on to my call. Let's pick up this caller. Yes, your name and where you calling from?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, I'm calling in the Copa.
Yes, sir. Your name?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes. Good evening, Ronaldo.
How are you, sir?
Good evening, good evening. Go ahead and make your contribution.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Because when you look at the cost that is putting over the president last year, because the investing, but the one investing now is giving something to the product. Because the other is investing that in the oil of the fuel. It means you can look at the engineer, but the better to understand something. Are we not making growth for industrial? Because when you look at the cost of the producing and the central engineer, it's a very good cost. So we are looking to try to the
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I've gotten what is concerned, but it's very, very, very important also to have the details about the plant itself. What kind of crude oil does it process? When you look at that plant, it doesn't process the actual crude oil. It processes the pre-refined oil, whereby even diesel and other oils are mixed. It's a commingled oil. That's what that plant takes. Now, there are so many factors that one needs to understand. At the time when the plant was constructed, what was the demand of fuel in Zambia? That is one of the factors that needs to be put into consideration. If we keep running that plant, what is the cost of the same commingled oil as compared to the finished product? It's another factor that we need to consider. So I think my father there, thank you very much for your concern. But the truth, it is more expensive to buy that commingled oil, refine it into diesel and petrol. It's cheaper just to buy finished product through the pipeline, since the cost of transporting fuel will be less because we'll be using the pipeline, yes.
So now, just a follow-up on the same. So we've seen issues of theft in West Africa. The pipelines have been hijacked. Fuel has been siphoned. What are the measures? Is it not dangerous for us to move maybe a semi-finished?
Let's hold on to your call. Let's accommodate this caller. That's a very good question. Yes, your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Papa.
Yes.
I'm calling from Ndora.
Yes, sir.
Kabush from students to be in particular.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good evening, Honorable.
Good evening, Mr. Kapampa.
Yes, I think I would love to use my local language.
Mwana mchwemba, tuomfe chwemba.
Utiko wanande chwemba?
Mkwae.
Kwa wale ukuwa tulekera sana pali bombere enu. Nangwesa kwewa ti mwalisa ko kuwarenti. Umbaranda ti God's time is always the best. Ukwapele mwona na yonze project mkwekea kubika mipaite na menshi mukabushi ya kula maskuru kuwanga pala makonstituensa sharira sana mundola ni kabushi. Kabushi na mwati mutanda jeko development tuwalisharira sana inisemo ama marketi na zimbiko lero wantu wale kumusha bachufati bulldozer lero kabushkwena tuwalisharira kubaona levo muwombeshe. Let your work speak for itself.
Thank you.
Yawe na atashaba
Lero muwombeshe kwena milimo oyimisire campaign.
emkwa
Na
iba
atashaba
auto atashaba kapam.
So, is there any risk that we can have people, piercing the pipe so that they can steal the stock?
I know he has related the incidents way in Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
In comparison with Zambia and Tanzania. I think it's also very important to understand the history of Tanzania and the history of Zambia as compared to Nigeria. If you look at the Tanzanians, these are very peaceful people. The Zambians are very peaceful people. Yes, one or two people, they'll be tempted to do that. But I don't think we'll have such problems. I don't think we'll have major problems in that line. I don't think so.
The caller just mentioned that you are, embarking on putting pipes. I know I have something in Mintengo. I know that the pipes, the water is already there. So what project is that where you're putting water in Kabushi?
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. One of our main campaign messages in Kabushi, prior 2021 general election, was to put up sewer and water and sanitation project, which is already running now. As you are aware, 50% of Kabushi constituency is not on sewer line. They are using pit latrines. So they are using pit latrine, and 50% of Kabushi constituents, they are using shallow wells for water. So the moment I went through, I went to honor the vice president to express the suffering of the people in Kabushi constituents. We were given a bit of money because that is an emergency. In Kabushi, Kabushi itself, when you look at it, when you visit Kabushi, I'm sorry to say that it's the smallest constituency in Zambia. And I must say that it is geographically, it's just like a ward in some of these constituencies here in Lusaka. But it's unfortunate that it's a least developed constituency in the Copper Belt. So when we won the election, I went to honor the vice president to express, because this is more like a disaster, because people have been living in that condition for a long time. And we didn't have leaders who cared for them, except manipulating them. I honor the vice president. We invited her when we were campaigning to say, come and see. I honor the vice president. The campaign message that we are giving to the people of Kabushi is very important that you see for yourself. One day, we were passing through a certain place known as Hostel in Masala. Let me use local language. Namaya alesarure fitumbu hapa, nama fiale pitapa. Vamaeva vice president, valilila nefilamba fiaponi. The moment now we need fiama elections. Through Water and Sanitation Ministry, we've been given a bit of money to put water and to start working on the sewer line. But it is also unfortunate, there is also one unfortunate thing. The previous regime, the previous leadership, we've got a 42-inch pipe sewer line that runs from the beginning of Kabushi constituency to the treating plant. People have built on top of that. And when you look at the mansions that have been built on this pipeline, some of them is their pension money. So right now, we are busy looking for a machine that can unblock this pipe because the passage now is small. That's why the sewers are still spilling in Kabushi. Yeah. Then, not only are we doing water projects, there is a biggest market in Indola district. It's at main market. It is known as Kaparara market. The one that was gutted, yes. That was gutted in 2017, remember. They started constructing that market. Towards the election in 2021, people came to commission it, to say, no, it is finished. After elections, we found that the market itself, it was 35% done. The information that was provided is that it was at 90%. It was only going to take us 2 months or so to finish. But when we went on the ground, that wasn't the case. So the market has taken a good number of months, but is completing this month. All those people who are trading in open spaces, they will be taken in the markets. Not only that, we are also building schools. We are the Kabushi Clinic. It's one of the many clinics that was operating from 08 to 16 hours, and they knock off. If there is an emergency in Kabushi, one has to book a taxi and go to Arthur Davison. Mind you, I know you were saying, yes, somewhere in North Rise. North Rise, yes. Kabushi constituency is near where there was Dunlop. You know where there was Dunlop? Yes. Where there is Jacaranda Mall now. That is where Kabushi constituency starts from.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
No, Mbamwevani. Nangulivishi. Mwevani nangulivishi. The first day. You know, one thing I like about Zambia So, we have Main Masara also. Any plans for Main Masara?
Main Masara, that market will be completed. The design inside wasn't okay. It was redesigned so that it can accommodate 1,600 and above traders. So all those that are trading along the road, they will have spaces inside to trade. And we've built a number of toilets there where our marketeers can help themselves. Yeah. Not only that, that market has got no police post.
Yes, it has no police post.
That's got no police post. Yes, I know.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from?
Hello?
Yes?
Good evening.
Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Peter calling from Kabushi.
Yes, sir, Peter.
I want to give you some advice to the MP.
Yes, sir, you can go ahead.
Aktimwaranda.
MP.
Mkwai.
Kabushi Kurusa. Murisa, Murisa. Because you know deep down your heart that it was crucial that you have. The parliament just moved to a shortcut.
Diversification of the economy.
Sorry?
You can go ahead.
But parliament, because the a shortcut. So 2026, it will be a different day. So let him work hard. Because when the members then are the type of food of kitty for day, that's because it's an immediate last abandon, they have voted evidence. So 2026, that I want to get the kind of people who are going to get a
Kabushi muka Bashinyanja.
So let him work hard.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
So Main Masara, the 1,000...
over 1,600 traders will be accommodated inside the market. This means that all those that are trading along the road, they will have spaces where to trade inside the market. and those that are trading on open spaces, because it's rain season now.
And there are a lot of entrepreneurial people in Masala, a lot of youth. Some of the people, some of the calls we have been receiving is that people don't know where to go for CDF. They don't know the process. What is the process? You are the MP, you are here, so people in your constituency, what do they need to do to access the money?
What they need to do to access the money? After 2021 general election, the UPND government introduced a democratic elections of Ward WDC chairman, Ward Development Committee teams. Yes. Actually, the chairman from the ward, that's where the information is passed to. And we've got also zones in the ward. We've got zone readers that helps us to spread the information about the CDF. However, we also advise the general public to say they can even pass through the MP's office for clarity. In case they fail to find the WDC chairman, they can pass through our office, because our office is well known by everyone in Kabushi constituency for guidance, the programs which are there, the amounts, the loans, and many other things that are happening under CDF. I know, let me also acknowledge that in the recent past, in Kabushi, people didn't know anything about CDF. It's after our coming in Kabushi parliamentary office that we've started sensitizing people through the WDC chairmen who are hardworking, because these were elected by the community and they are non-partisan. And that money does not belong to a political party, it belongs to Zambians. The qualification is being Zambian. As long as you are a Zambian, you qualify to get a grant. You qualify to apply for a loan under CDF. You qualify to apply for a project to become a contractor from within the constituents. We've encouraged a lot of youths to form companies and register with Indora City Council, which is a regulator and the one that award these contracts. And our emphasis is that all the contractors should be coming from Kabushi constituents, unless otherwise. We've even written Indora City Council. When it comes to the grants, gender comes in with my leadership. Gender comes in. I wrote the CDF committee to say 20% of the money that you want to give out as grants, 20%, if it is 100%, put 20,000 aside for the women. For the women. Then the remaining amount, they should compete, the women, men, youths, and everybody. So the issue of CDF and sensitization is going on. It's an ongoing issue that should not stop at one point.
I don't know if Kabushi is a farming zone, but of course people from Kabushi have farms in the surrounding areas. What is in stock for them this year? Fertilizer, inputs?
Okay. Mwachumfu abamudala abakirala ndi ekinyanja apati bakukabushi. Mwachumfu ate? Abamudala abakirala ndi ekinyanja ati bakukabushi. Ati Kabushi ikuru sana. That is mistake number one. Kabushi is very small. Mr. Rubinda, Kabushi, we can go around Kabushi in less than 2 hours. On foot. Kabushi. Kabushi is the smallest constituency in Zambia. I stand to be corrected. It's the smallest. It's equal to some of these words here in Lusaka. Kabushi has got no farming space. However, the people that are coming from Kabushi have got farms outside Kabushi constituency. And where they register for these fertilizers is outside Kabushi constituency. Yes, the farming inputs came a bit late. They were complaining. I heard those complaints. They could call me, Honorable, speak for us, stand for us. But I must say that everyone got the farming input. All those that registered for farming inputs, they got them. Yeah.
This is a very awkward question I'm going to ask. What's your relationship with Bwana Bulldozer?
Okay, number one, I must be generous and I must be honest. What Bowman Rusambo has gone through is for you and I to learn from that. 2021, someone was claiming to be very popular. During 2021 campaigns, the regime then seized all my vehicles. Where there was a popular candidate, they seized all my vehicles and campaign tools. Not only that, I managed to secure other vehicles to put in campaigns. All of them were smashed. After that, I secured another vehicle, 2 vehicles. I was curtailed.
Hello?
Hello? Your name and where you're calling from? Hello? Yes, yes, you can go ahead.
Yes. And I am in of that the idea of the public and most of the business study on and the problem organization money that I'm not sure that the problem. I mean, that is then the work is a problem is about what is imagine of this I'm going to say I'm going to go and
Okay. Oh, have you heard what is said?
Yes.
Alera takwaba okobekala takwaba menshi takwaba n'amasuwa line Kaliba.
2006.
Yeah, since 20. You can't say since if there's never been.
Yes.
So where Kaliba is, the next compound, that's where we've started from, and that area is called Kuma 18. That's where we've started putting the pipes. Eventually, you see, we cannot do the whole project at once. No, because part of the money is coming from CDF. Like another projects that we are commencing of water and sanitation this year, part of the money will come from CDF. It will be an ongoing process. Our target is by 2025, everyone in Gabushi constituency is going to have running water, tap water at each individual home. I was talking about the challenge of sewer lines and sanitation. I think you've heard for yourself. Yes. So the people of Kabushi needs to be helped. They need a generous leader, not a leader who is going to manipulate them with the 20 kwachas. Not a leader who just want to find formulas to play around their mind in order to win elections. That's why this country, it is the way it is today. It's because we, the politicians, the public office bearers, we've been just looking for means of winning election, but not working for the people. That should be the thing of the past.
Director, do you have any messages? Let's just take some messages, if any. No messages. So the relationship with
the relationship with the Bwana Bulldozer.
Yes.
Yeah. So
any chance you can drink some coffee together one of these days?
It's up to him. My heart is open. I've got no grudge against him. The only thing that I needed is justice to prevail. Then the other thing is that such atrocities, if unchecked, Zambia will be on fire in future. People are power angry. They should not be near the corridors of power. So my relationship between him and me, it depends on him. For me, I've got no problem with him. He's my brother. What we've gone through with him is his own making. Why didn't he let me campaign? Why did the state curtail me to campaign? Why should we buy votes? Why should we buy votes? Is that democracy we are talking about? The answer is no. The will of people was tempered in Kabushi. You heard someone who was speaking Nyanja here saying, I'm from Kabushi. That man was pretending. He's not from Kabushi. When people are induced, it means you've prayed with the will of the people. Someone was complaining to say, I'm not talking about the October by-elections. I'm talking about the 2021 elections. I must also confirm to you that after a petition was thrown out in Ndola High Court, he has taken me to Constitutional Court. So right now we are in Constitutional Court, and I don't want to comment on those issues. But I can comment on 2021 issues. Had Mr. Rusambo not curtailed me, had Mr. Rusambo not corrupt the people in Kabushi, had Mr. Rusambo allowed me to campaign, we wouldn't have been in a situation where we are today. So certain things can be prevented, He did not put preventing measures in place. Elections is not something that people should play around with. The will of the people must prevail.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from? Yes, your name and where you're calling from?
Hello,
Gurishanu Cheese.
Thank you.
Okay,
that
one is just is expressing himself. He's not asking the question. I think he's appealing.
Yes.
He's appealing to the Minister of Commerce, and I think as well the Member of Parliament for that constituents can also help. Thank you very much for your comment.
Kolawombo is UPND.
Kolawombo is UPND. That's where there is Honorable Minister Kabuso.
Yes.
That's where it comes from. I will relay the information to my
You also help us invite him. There were a lot of people that are involved in mining. They want to know how they can participate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't want, I know, we can't ask you, then tomorrow they will start saying, why were you talking about my portfolio? We understand government policy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think, just to, as we wind up, what message of hope do you have for the people of Kabushi? We know the monies are going to come, they are already coming through CDF. They got free education, sanitation, water, they're having it, the market is being fixed, roads are going to be done. What other message of hope?
Okay. My number one message is that the CDF money, which is 28.3 million, which has been given to the people of Kabushi, will give them powers to decide how this money should be used in Kabushi. And when this money is being dispersed, it will be done publicly and media will be called to witness so that there is transparency. Then number two, the message of hope is that we are back on the right track, but we need to understand that when you plant a seed, you have to water it, and you have to wait a certain period for it to germinate. We've already planted a seed, and the policies that have been put in place, that is watering. So in the near future where we are going, people will be able to see fruits. There is free education, which will help now to revamp the economy, because education, knowledge is power. Without knowledge, we can't progress as a nation. Then the other thing is, I know there's too much abuse of alcohol in my constituency and other drugs. It's not their fault, it's because the youths, they don't have what to do. That's why through CDF we are sponsoring them to do various skills. I must also be quick to mention that not everybody can sit on the desk. Not everybody. That's where we get it wrong. There are those that are just good in throwing punches, you see? And in other countries, they are rich.
They are rich,
yes. We are coming up with sports in Kabushi constituency. We want to form up a wrestling club. We want to form up a boxing club. During 2021 election, I noticed a lot of talents in Kabushi because of the violence which was there. How people were able to throw punches. So I said, we've got the Mike Tysons here. We've got the Muhammad Harris here in Kabushi constituency, who can earn a decent life if they are given an opportunity.
Honorable, that's why we are scared of politics, the punches.
No, that is a thing of the past with my president, Hakainde Hichilema. All the by-elections that have been happening in Zambia, it's been free. People have been allowed to campaign freely. I would have shown you the photos how we were meeting with other aspiring candidates in 2022 by-elections, when we were exchanging words, they are moving from this word, we are going to another. That's how it should be. You should not fear politics, Doc. We want you in leadership. We want you to help our president in leadership to lead this country. Hakainde Hichilema is a very generous president, is the president who cares for the people of Zambia. You've seen what it has been happening. I know the opposition, whatever is good, they want to twist it in a long narrative. The firing of the DC, that wasn't happening previously in politics. That wasn't happening previously in the previous regime. But my president, he has said no to stealing. If you steal, you are on your own. If you commit a crime, you are on your own. So my last message to the people of Kabushi is that I'll be there for them. Let them support my leadership and the leadership of the president so that we can deliver in Kabushi constituency. Then my humble appeal to them is that they should not be misled by people who want to twist every good thing that the government is doing into a long narrative.
Mwebena Kabushi, mwebena Copper Belt, mwebena Zambia, machila mfokuli, economic briefcase, chiwe mbachitila tawala ndasa na anti watuke mfumu. Olo shumfa patu, no, na pafi ingi ta konfwe. On this lighter note, we'd like to say today our guest was Honorable Bernard Kanengo, Honorable Member of Parliament for Kabushi, my co-host Noah Njapao, myself, Lorinda Bazoka. See you next week for more stories.